Hello and welcome to Vallo Vision News. I'm Jonathan Weed. Thanks so much for watching. We will begin with developing news. Dr. Jermaine Mitchell passed away over the weekend. Dr. Mitchell was an assistant professor in UM's exercise and nutrition program. He had worked at since 2016. We will update this story as more information becomes available. In other campus news, alumni were back on the bricks as Montevallo celebrated homecoming last week, culminating with the Purples and Golds musical theater performances in Palmer Auditorium. Purple took the stage first for their performance of Being Bad, or the League of Incredibly Evil Wrongdoers, who sometimes do good. The Purple show told the story of superheroes and villains teaming up to defeat Falcon Man in the city of Montevallo. Bad at Being Bad was written by Lane Garrett, Cody May McDermott, and Mars Peterson. The show was directed by Destin King, Molly Culp, C.J. Edwards, and Lane Garrett. After the Purple's performance, the Golds took the stage for their production of Ballad of the Mississippi River. The story told the American legend Johnny Appleseed and John Henry facing off against a land-hungry Paul Bunyan. During the show's final battle, the ground split to make the way for the rushing waters of the Mississippi River. The Goldside show was written by Kinsley Sandlin and Autumn Simmons. It was directed by Joshua Norris and Delaney Eves. After the Goldside's performances, both Purples and Golds filled the Palmer stage in anticipation of hearing their side's winning phrase.
I hope that the alumni, faculty, and students fall in love with the game all over again, because together I know we can.
The Goldside's winning phrase was "Together, I know we can win." As the Golds celebrated their GV, special college nights editions of the Alabamian newspaper were tossed in the air. Congratulations on the Goldsides on their GV. The 2022 College Night dedication took place Friday night. Dr. Jeff Walker was honored at this dedication for his involvement with College Night. He's an instructor of communication studies at UM. He's also the author of College Night, a Centennial Celebration, where he breaks down the history of the first 100 years of the College Night. During Dr. Walker's time as an undergrad at UM, he was a Goldside leader. And special congratulations to this year's Mr. and Miss Montevallo, who were announced on Friday night. This year's Mr. Montevallo is Armando Flores, and Miss Montevallo is Jemiah Williams. If you missed out on this year's College Night shows, you can rewatch this Saturday's performance on the Montevallo For You YouTube channel. Remember, there's always more news 24/7 on our social media pages. Just search for Vallo Vision News on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more stories throughout the week. Still ahead on Vallo Vision News, we'll have an in-studio interview with Goldside leaders. We'll be right back.
Create your future as a social media manager, filmmaker, journalist, and so much more with a degree in communication studies and mass communication. Visit montevallo.edu/COFA for more information. You belong at Montevallo.
Welcome back to Vallo Vision News. Here with us today, we have the winning Goldside leaders, Joy Hill and Kinsley Sandley. Thank you so much for being here with us today, and congratulations on that gold victory. I've got to know, as a Goldside leader, what was it like hearing your winning phrase, "Together, I know we can win" on Sweet Saturday? I know you put so much effort, so much tears, sweat, literally all of that into one moment. What was it like?
Yeah, I'll go first. Just for me, hearing the catchphrase just summed everything up, even though it's a line from our show. Just hearing that phrase, "Together," it really just showed what Gold Side was really about, and that all the hard work and all the dedication that we had provided for the side, it like really paid off. So those are just like what was feeling in that moment. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
I
about you,
agree.
Joy?
Yeah, I agree. Definitely together, I know we can win. Speaks to the side being one unit, but just hearing it on stage, it was a relief. I mean, you can watch in the video, we crumbled, we fell to the floor because it was like, oh, we did it, but not even like about us, like the babies did it. Like they get to experience a win,
Really?
because we've already experienced a win
Yeah.
and a loss before. So being able to lead them to that moment was just spectacular.
Yes, I remember seeing my first victory at college night, and it was my freshman year, and I know it was for your freshman year for y'all, and it was just something I haven't even felt before, and it's something you work towards, and I think that's the most enjoyment you can get out of it, something you work for constantly for a whole month,
Yes.
nonstop, as y'all know.
Yes.
So my next question is, what does it mean to book or look in your college night experience with a gold victory your freshman year and having a gold victory your senior year? So what were the differences between, because you know a lot happened during
Yeah.
all of those years. So what would you say you learned and grew as a gold through those experiences?
I definitely say having a win our freshman year and our senior year shows how cyclical like the game is and how cyclical college night is in general, because everything comes full circle, and you really just learn to accept things how they are and to control what you can and can't, to control what you can control, because I mean the judging is out of your hands, but the way you play is in your hands. So just really learning to trust people and to just let it all happen.
Yeah.
And what about you?
I think that it just like from a perspective of from my freshman year to my senior year, I had no idea how to play the game my freshman year, and just learning from like that win all the way up until we did lose the next year, what we learned from that, and then having COVID year,
Yes.
and just taking the experiences and taking the learning moments from the past 3 years and putting that all into the last year that we have and coming out with a win. I think that just, winning and the losing helped us so much, and taking those things that we learned and putting it into this year.
Yes, I think it's 1 in a million golds experience what y'all have. You go through freshman year just learning the ropes, then you get hit with a pandemic and everything's upside down, and then you have that last year where we all came together,
Yep.
and then you finally finished out on top with the GV.
Yeah.
What were the challenges for being a side leader after not having that traditional college night in 2021?
Yeah, it was hard. We had to completely kind of reteach the game, both purple and gold side. There was a lot of 2 classes, freshmen and sophomores, who had no idea what this was. So finding the people and the people who are willing to stick with us and be patient through all of it, because we hadn't really played in a year, so it was us trying to figure out what we were doing. And then when we had figured that out, having the students and having the golds who are willing to participate and, like I said, be patient as we're trying to show them how, and staying up until 4 a.m. and do all this thing, and they have no idea what's going on, but they're willing to do it for whatever, for that win. That was kind of hard, but it was worth it in the end.
And so, Kinsley, my next question to you is, what was it like seeing the show you wrote, because you wrote the show, correct, and performed on the stage, and it ultimately won? What was it like? Because that's sort of, you're not only were you a gold side leader, but you were a writer. So what was it like for you?
It was weird. It was me, myself, and then Autumn Simmons who helped co-write it, and just having the 2 perspectives of having the written show and then put it out in front of us, like that was super cool. But I think that although the words we wrote are on the stage, but it's also the way that I got to see everything unfold. So from it being presented to the cast for the first time, us picking it for the first time, and then seeing the end result of what we wrote down on paper and then seeing it on the stage, like that was so amazing, and I couldn't have had it any other way, win or lose. But yeah.
Awesome. Both of you are no stranger to the Sideshow with performing since you got to Vallo. Y'all have been a staple on the stage ever since I got here, and y'all performed very well, might I add, every single year. But back on from the stage, or taking a step back from the stage this year, what was it like, being a leader and not being in the show itself?
It was hard but exciting because you get to take a step back and remind like the people why they play, and letting them know that there are ways to leave a legacy without like having your hands fully on it, allowing them to be able to grow and learn and play the game like we have had to learn to play the game. But like Hensley said earlier, and she said it really well, we had to reteach a whole side how to play the game.
Yeah.
And this year, might I add, it was really interesting to know that it was both female leaders. And so what do y'all think about that?
Yeah. I'm biased, but I thought it turned out really well. I don't think that it should be based on, although it's been a tradition that's been going on for a long time to have both male and female. I think regardless of the gender, it shouldn't come off that. I think it should go on who are the two most qualified people to be a leader. And it shouldn't be based on, oh, well, we only have so many people who can be a leader. It should be off who can do it the best.
Yeah.
I'm sure alumni were surprised at that, but they probably were, knew that. And obviously from the GV, it's no different. So
Yes.
But how excited were the alumni this year being back on the bricks after so long? Y'all know. What was sort of the energy with the alumni?
It was intoxicating, like to say the least. Like the alumni were, I think, more excited than the current students
Really?
on campus because they're a big part of the tradition and like why you play the game and why you come back to watch college night over and over and over.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know many Golds were proud of this show and every show, but especially this show. What about you,
Yeah.
Kinsley? What did you see?
I saw, like, I have a lot of relationships with the old Golds. Most of my relationships and my friendships are based on Gold side, and that's when it's a huge part of who I am and why I do it. But them coming back, both vintages and old Golds, and they have a tailgate before the men's basketball game. And just seeing all of them outside, just like having a great time, both kind of collided and just hugging each other and seeing each other after 2 years of not seeing each other.
Do y'all look forward to that?
Yes.
Yes.
I look forward to being out there in that tailgate and just having a good time and no stress, but
Rowdy
willing to
old
help
Gold.
out whenever we're needed.
Well, y'all
but-
certainly deserve it. So what would it be your advice to someone, that may be a senior in high school or even at the university? What if they want to get involved in college night next year, how would they do that?
Just go for it. Truly just go for it. That's the only advice I can give them, is to just go for whatever side you want to go for. Don't let anyone stop you from whatever you want to be involved in, because people think normally because the show is the largest amount of points that the show is like the main factor of it, that you have to just do the show when you don't have to. There is a faction and a place for anyone who wants to play college night in any area that they want to go into.
Yeah. Don't listen to your peers. Don't let somebody try to influence you to be on a side. Pick whichever one you would like to be on, whether that is purple or gold. And just how you would do that is however the next leaders decide they want to get that information out there. And usually it's on Instagram. Those are the places you're probably going to see the most information, Instagram and Facebook. But just look out for those new leaders in the future, and they'll have plenty of information on how to get involved on the side. Well,
joining college night is certainly a magical experience that I wish every student at Montevallo could enjoy. And so I remember my experience going in college night, and it was such a incredible way to connect as well. And do y'all agree?
Yes.
But college night for me was the university when I first came as a senior in high school, and that was like the biggest thing for me, and I think that's really what captured my heart for the school.
Yeah.
So, but I want to thank y'all both for coming.
Yes.
I love talking to y'all, and once again, congratulations on that hard gold victory. Y'all certainly deserve it, and GV for that college
Yeah.
night 22.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much for having us. Yes, GV.
GV. That's all the time we have for today, and remember, there's always more news 24/7 on our social media pages. Just search for Vallo Vision News on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more stories throughout the week. Thanks for watching this special College Night edition of Vallo Vision News. Be sure to tune in next week. Thanks so much for watching.